Hello YouTubers, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to do the daily, the call to action, kill Trogs with the red upper. This is really meant for new players that aren't familiar with Expedition. For you older players, you know what to do. You need to go to start an Expedition. Ashes to Fire is probably going to be the easier one to find Trogs. But I prefer doing Union Jews myself. It's just easier, straightforward, and I know what to do, right? But for those that have never done an expedition or just want to watch and get some tips on how I do it, it's pretty straightforward. It's going to be a long video, so just forward to the parts that you want to watch, or just watch the whole thing. It's up to you. But yeah, we're going to go through the process of doing it. Make sure you have of course, a auto axe, which you should have got from doing an expedition before. So find out how to get that. If you don't have that, go to your atomic shop, apply the red upper skin. It's just a skin you put on the auto axe. Make sure you do that. I'll actually show you where there's a workbench for those that are not don't know where the workbenches are in Union Jews. It's kind of just under one of the buildings there. So if you are in there and you forget to do it, I'll show you where to get that. If I remember, you would have to do your 3 dailies, of course. In White Spring, go to the refuge, do your 3 dailies. Make sure that for the dailies, so if you do go there, go to the refuge. The dailies generally will only pop up once you're in the refuge. Just kind of keep that in mind. And just check. There's 2 ways to check whether you have enough fuel to start a expedition. Go to your stat menu, and then on your collections, make sure you have your ultrasalt charge is 100%. Or if you go to the map, of course, make sure you got enough fuel. It'll tell you kind of sort of halfway near the bottom, just above the resume in this case. Your ultra battery cell is charged. You can go in. And of course, finally, make sure you're on either by yourself or you're on a team where you are the leader in order to start an expedition. Only the leader can actually start that, right? So anyway, we'll go through the process. I'll show you where to find the Trogs and Union Jews. It's kind of near their end, so we'll go through the first 3 phases. I'll show you part of Union Jews where to find the ingots. Before we start talking to Hex, there's kind of 10-15 places where you can find them on the outside. Pretty easy once you know where those are. Just grab them. You should be able to find, in most times, 5 ingots outside. So we'll go and see if we can do that. We'll see if we can find 5. At least try and find 2 or 3 on the outside. And then finding 2 in the inside is pretty easy, right? And then we'll go through trying to find, we'll get through it. Anyway, like I said, forward the video if you don't want to watch the whole thing to wherever you want to watch. And then I'll get to coming out of the Foundry, and I'll show you where to kill the Trogs for the new players, right? Anyway, so you can decide if you want to handle yourself in an expedition, get a team. Just be aware if you're doing it on a team and there's 4 of you, and you're all trying to kill Trogs and you're all trying to get the challenge done, there's probably not going to be enough Trogs for everyone, especially if there's 4 players. If you're playing 2 or 3 players, there should be plenty of Trogs around. I know on the outside there's at least 10. Before you start the final quest, you can easily kill 10 before you go into that. So again, work with the team, get them into a party or whatever. So you don't miss out, otherwise you would have to redo it and come back in there, right? So anyway, let's get into it. I think I've covered those, so just make sure you have your auto axe with the skin on it. Let's go in, and I will start off with showing you where the ingots are at the beginning and the spots that I always check. There's probably some spots I don't know about, but I think I cover probably 10 spots where you can check. Union Jews is kind of neat because it's just kind of like a circle, right, of buildings. So once you're kind of familiar with Union Jews, it's pretty straightforward. You just run in a circle. You can just, in the most part, just ignore most of the enemies, which will do. Again, depends on your builds and how much damage you take in. Some cases you might need to take them out, right? But anyway, let's see how we do, and I'll show you what I do, and then we'll do that middle mission, which is probably the most tedious and longest one, of course. depending what you get. Well, the beginning one can be the most tedious as well. So if you do the depot, that's kind of takes time to do, right? So anyway, we'll see. I don't think I'll have to see what I've done here. I might have done the first one. I forget how far. Okay, I've actually done that one, right? So anyway, let me start off and show you the spots. At least that'll save us a little bit of time with this one. But let me see if I can show you the spots and see if the ingots will actually show up. So normally when I come here, the first place I go and look for the 5 ingots is I run down here, just straight from there. You'll find this little workbench. There, it could be, again, these are all RNG, so in some cases they'll show up, some don't. Just remember the area, the locations, this little table. They'll be under there. I then run into this room here. And then at the end of this counter, you could find some ingots. Okay, and you run out. There's a vertibird up there, and then I run. Hexy's normally sitting here in this case, and you look on this little box. There could be some ingots there. I then run over to this building here. I open this door, and then just on this kind of shelf here, there could be some ingots there. Okay, I then run back. I normally go to the other side of the building, but just not to confuse you guys. Again, there's a vertibird, yeah. We come down this way, and then in this car, yeah, you can look for some ingots just inside there. Then I go to the bus, and then just at the end of the bus, yeah, you could find some ingots, kind of just at this end of this bench. And then we run down, yeah, and you'll see there's this gate. Now, I'll come back. I might as well go, yeah. I was going to come back and show you where the ingots are, but I normally only go to this one if I can't find it in the other locations, right? But anyway, if you run into this building and just up this ramp here, and just by this little table, just in front of the little table, you can find some ingots there on the ground. Again, you only have to find 5, so you want to keep track of the 5, because especially if you haven't spoken to Wilkerson at the end yet, it's not going to show it's not going to show that you're picking up ingots, right? So just kind of remember that. So yeah, we're back at this gate. There's the bus that we kind of jumped in. We came through this gate here. So we're going to run forward. We run past this little red truck here. And you'll see this is kind of this little power thing that's kind of sparking up here. So we jump up here. And just on the corner of this roof, you could see some ingots there. So we'll check that. And then we run around this truck here. And you'll see this like little ramp here. You'll find some robots and stuff. We run into this little room here. And just in this little cabinet, you could find some ingots. Okay, then we'll continue down the ramp on the other side. So we came from that direction. So not to confuse everyone, we came through there. And again, you can ignore most of these guys, yeah, depending on your build. Okay, we're going to run down here. Okay, we're going to look for some ingots on this little step here. Okay, and you'll see all these containers. You should, if you're familiar with expeditions, you should be familiar with it. But anyway, if you look on these containers, you look on top of this container. And then right here by this turret, in this corner is a possible location for ingots. So check that, and then you run over to this one. This is I always struggle to get into this container, but if you look into this container over here, if you can, just in the corner of that bottom container, you'll find some possible ingots, but I really struggle to get into that freaking container. It takes me a good 30 seconds normally to get in there. Okay, so then now I'm doing the circle. So we sort of kind of looked at the containers, we came from that direction. We're going to do kind of this like circle. Like I said, it's just a bunch of circles around. You'll notice this red truck here that's kind of lying here. Okay, so you look in the back of this truck. And so there should be some ingots at the back. You don't even have to get in the truck. You'll be able to see them from this location. And then 2 final locations is up here, this little truck here. So there's a red truck over there. If you jump up here, just on top of this sort of iron cage, look for some ingots. And then finally, just in front of the pen, which at the moment, you'll see there's the pen. There's this kind of train thingy-majig here, and just on the top here by the skeleton, you can look there. So between that, you should hopefully find 5 ingots, or at least 3, 4. In most cases, most times, you should be able to find 5 ingots. Once you've done that, you can go back and either just hold on to them until we get to the final quest and hand them in, or you can just hand them in before. Sometimes I'll just do that first. Sometimes I'll just do the first part, exit expedition. It'll save your progress and then come back to the second part. So it doesn't seem like a tedious grind, right? So it's up to you. But anyway, sometimes I hand in the ingots before I leave. And so that's kind of just done and out of the way, right? Anyway, let's do the Foundry mission. So it saves a bit of time, although probably took us the same amount of time to show you all the ingots. So yeah, there's that first quest, and again, it's going to vary. Sometimes it's a depot, which is a longer one. Sometimes it's just following the servitor, or whatever they call the guy, protecting him. So you should be able to, in the most part, with a reasonably decent build, handle yourself. I meant to show you where the workbench is. Shit. Let me show that, because I know I'm going to forget if I don't do that. Just so you guys know, if you need a workbench, you need to scrap stuff, you need to fix your weapons, I don't know, need to put the red upper skin on it. I mean, you should do that beforehand, but just in case. Save you from exiting. And there might be some other workbenches around I haven't really particularly paid attention to. I can't say I've ever really needed it. You know, if I had to repair a weapon, I normally just use repair kits and stuff, right? So anyway, I think it's pretty close by, but anyway, let me see if I can show you. Okay, so there's the sparking. There's a sparking power thing, but just in this building, yeah. And this is where you run the depot, right? So there's the bridge we come under. So there's kind of 2 entrances. You can go in here. See if I can go in this entrance. Anyway, I'll go just to kind of save the confusion. This red truck, and then you got the sparking thing, and then I guess just in between those two, if we head into you'll notice there's a either there, you can go down that down ramp, or I think there's this down ramp, yeah. And you'll notice some water down here, so you can go 2 entrances there. And you'll notice there's a weapons workbench down here. I think there's a maybe not. I thought I'd seen another workbench. But anyway, there's at least a weapons workbench if you needed to do something, right? Anyway, let's head back into the Foundry quick. And there's probably some Tinker's bench and other benches I haven't really noticed, to be honest. Somebody knows, they can just place it, put it in the comments. I've probably seen it, we get so used to seeing them, we just ignore them, right? Okay, so let's see what we got here. So find the dead drop in tiles. So I like the dead drops. It's pretty straightforward, I think, to do this one. Now I don't have my sound on, so let's see if so turn on your sound. Just so you're looking for the Union supplies. I'll probably have to turn my sound on to try and find those the Union supplies. That's the only time I really turn on my sound, to be honest. Anyway, let's deal with the dead drop first, yeah. Which is normally, this one's pretty easy. Well, you think it might be easy. Sometimes it falls behind this thing, yeah. I might have to go up on that bridge, but let's see. Sometimes it falls down, yeah, so just kind of keep an eye. But it's probably up there somewhere. Okay, there's a bridge here somewhere. Alright, it's over here somewhere, I guess. Anyway, just follow the sound. Like I said, play with the sound. It's a little bit easier because it pings you. Oh, there it is. In this location, anyway, there's kind of 3 locations. Like I said, there's that one. I think sometimes that one maybe falls through the floor. I've definitely found it at the bottom, and then I've found it kind of over there, right? So that's one out of the way. Again, they're different. They're gonna different. You just have to pay attention. You have to do a few expedition runs to kind of know where to find certain things. Like the safes are kind of well hidden. They hide them up on shelves and stuff. And then, you know. So this place can be confusing. There's mostly doors all over. You just have to kind of run around until you find a door. But yeah, you can get pretty lost in this place. And if you don't have the right build, you can get overwhelmed quite quickly. Don't fall into this. It's kind of funny to. I've definitely fallen in it. It's kind of funny to watch people fall in, but kind of know when people die, they've kind of fallen into that thing, right? Right, let's find the next dead drop. Like I said, it's confusing, but there's always doors. Like, you always run into doors somewhere. Just kind of run around, right? So you don't really have to think about it too much. Okay, so let's see where this guy is. You can see the bar at the top right. That's what I'm following with that sound. If you play with sound, of course the sound's getting louder. Will help you. It's probably upstairs by the looks of it. No, we got pretty close there. That's right, yeah, somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's our second drop, and so once we've done that, yeah, this is going to be the bit longer. Well, I guess they're about the same time. So anyway, this time we're gonna find the poison tanks. Now they're the round poison tanks. Sometimes they're a little difficult to find. But the nice thing about this one is the last tank, they tell you where it is, which is kind of cool. They put a marker in it. So you really just need to find 4 tanks. The 5th tank is a no-brainer. They actually show you where it is, right? So, oh, and I think we've just got lucky. So you notice there, I thought I was going to have to put my sound on, but look out for that check mark for the Union supplies, because that's probably the most difficult to actually find. But yeah, we got lucky today. But yeah, you want to find the Union supplies, because if you don't get all the stamps, right? So you want to make sure you get that. Now you can do this kind of main mission, yeah, if you will, or the second part, and then you can go run around and find the Union supplies afterwards. If you're playing on team, you'll have less enemies. There'll be less noise because you've killed a bunch of enemies. But the sound will still play, just so that you guys know. I think when I first started, I thought if you didn't find the Union supplies before you did this mission, then you'd have to go and find that box and it'll be silent, right? So anyway, let's see if we can. I think we're in the wrong area anyway at the moment, at least not in the objective area. Anyway, let's try head over to the objective area if we can. We have to go back up, I guess. Oh, that's the exit. If you can find this is where we exit. That's the hardest door to find. Alright, let's head over to this direction. Ignore these guys pummeling me. We're gonna head up here. Okay, we're in the objective area. So we're looking for the roundish tanks. The other ones are just explosive tanks. So these are the round guys that you're looking for, kind of, I don't know what you'll call them. But anyway, you get those tanks, and I'll show you the other type of tank, which they probably just throw in there too. These kind of ones, they're not as round, they don't actually give you anything. So yeah, just kind of look all over. They kind of hide them all over. Upstairs are the hardest ones to find because they're kind of sitting in what seems to be obvious locations, but not so obvious. Okay, here's the second one. That's 2 down. We need to find 2 more. So I would generally clear the one area first. You can actually, like this one, not as obvious. If you run here, you can easily run past this guy. If you look here with the thing, sometimes I'll put the safe up here. Again, very easy to miss. You run past it all the time. But once you get familiar with it, it's pretty straightforward. You kind of know certain sections, like you look in the kitchen, and they hide them in corners. It's pretty creative, I think. Makes the challenge a little bit more. You either hate them or kind of enjoy the creativity, right? Yeah, so as you can see, you can get fairly overwhelmed if you don't have the right build. I mean, there's quite a few enemies here. You'll burn a lot of ammo. That's why I say I would show up with like some sort of melee type weapon, so you don't burn too much ammo. But the auto axe, you know, everyone can get that quite easily. Oh, there we go. I've got one here. So it's quite hidden here, so not obvious. You could again run past. We just have to find one more, and then they'll show us where the last one is. This one's not the right one. And I bet you it's going to be up. They'll generally put 2 upstairs, right? I'll put them up on these ramps. Just kind of run around these ramps here. We'll hopefully find one. There we go. Okay, so we've got the 4th one, and then you'll see the last one will pop up on our list here. I think we got 4. Did we only hit 3? Could have sworn we did 4. Unless I'm just not close enough to it. Might have been done 3. Oh, interesting. Oh. Maybe I needed 3. I could have sworn I did 4 there, but okay. Okay, we got that guy. Pretty sure the last one will, at least the 4th one will be up here somewhere as well. I think we got that one. There's one, the wrong type, yeah. Oh, there it is. Yes. Okay, let's see. Okay, so that's definitely. Oh, I think I switched. I think the issue here is I switched areas. They're pretty close to each other, I guess, right? So you'll notice on the top right, got 3 of 3. Okay. I thought they were a little bit further apart, but yeah, like I said, try to do the one area if you can, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, at the end of the day. They're probably right next to each other, yeah, right? Oh, here's one here. So we'll get 4th. So there we go. So that you can see they put the check mark there, wherever it is. For this one, there we go. So the last one's pretty easy to find once you get 4. Okay, and then that one's for this area. So let's clear the last area. So I don't know how many. I assume I've got 3 in the last area. I just need to find that 4th one, right? Okay, so again, it's probably more this direction, I guess. Let's see how far we can go. Alright, let's see if we can find that last one. There's the tank I've killed. Oh, there's one up the top, yeah. So yeah, they're kind of creative where they hide these guys. I've lost my second character here. Okay, we'll see if we can get him back. Anyway, let me run up here as I can't jump. Alrighty, so once we've done this, we should be ready to kill those final Trogs, right? So if you manage to get this far, and again, these missions are going to vary. You're going to have to do different things, throw stuff in these tanks of goo. Those are kind of pretty easy. They'll just... See, this one's kind of like, it's almost impossible to find that guy, right? Because he's really well hidden, right? So anyway, at least 4 of them are pretty easy to find. Okay, so then you're going to get a message saying, oh, run to the pen. And again, you can choose whether you want to join a team to do that last quest, or you can just hold the expedition to kill these fanatics. Because once you exit and you come back, you'll get a bunch of fanatics for the second part of the expedition. So if you don't want to run this expedition twice in the same week, you don't really care about the actual expedition itself, you can just hold this open. But again, just kind of remember there's different phases of the expedition, right? So the fanatics would be a lot easier if you can just join anyone's expedition. There's a whole bunch of fanatics. Trog's a little bit more tedious to find because either you do the ashes to fire, or you hold this expedition open and then you can come back and you can get Trogs. But like I said, if you want to hold that for 2 weeks, you could do that. Anyway, we're kind of done here. Let's try and find the exit. Like I said, the exit's kind of quite confusing to find sometimes, at least for me. So let's try and head over to that direction. I tend to always go to the wrong way, but anyway, try and find the check mark. You would think following the check mark is straightforward, but not always. Okay, exit. There you go. Big exit sign there. You can't miss it. Anyway, so this is one of the exits. There's another exit on the exit that we came in. So if you can find either one of these, pretty straightforward. Okay, so it's just... So at this point, you can actually exit the expedition, and then when you come back, you can get a whole bunch of Trogs. So if you help in a friend, or you want to just, like I said, hold it for next week, and maybe we have to kill Trogs next week, then you can do it this way. And then the fanatics or the robots, you know, if you join someone else's quest. In my case, I run 2 characters, so, you know, I just probably can hold the expeditions at different phases. Or you can just finish the expedition and just redo it, right? So you can get the rewards. It's up to you. But you have options, right? Anyway, let me show you let me show you this part, because this is the part we wanted to get to. Okay, so if you come out of the Foundry in this case, and you run around this area, you're gonna see a bunch of Trogs, right? Oh, you got a protractor on there as well. Okay. Anyway, so run towards the pen, but just remember, if you get close to the pen, it's gonna set it off. So if you run through the pen doors, it'll set off the final quest, and then you're gonna probably want to do that quest. But if you run around, yeah, It's a little while. You don't have to run too far from where we exit. You should see a bunch of Trogs show up. And you should be able to get about 10. So we got here. Let's see if we can count them. We got 1 here. If you just kind of hang in this area, so there's another 1, 2. They tend to come to you. But you can kind of just walk around this area. So that's 3. And again, like I said, if you're trying to do this with you and a friend, what you can do is kill 10 Trogs, exit the expedition, maybe give it like 5-10 minutes, come back in, and then let your friend kill 10 Trogs, right? Or you can just, if you both have weapons, of course, you both kill the same Trog, right? You just tag it and then let your friend tag it, of course, right? But let's say you don't get enough, right? So let's say you only get 4 or 5, and then you need to come back in and you do another 4 or 5, right? Okay, so I think we've got 5 there. 5 there. Let's go 6. So yeah, if you just kind of hang out, they'll kind of show up. You don't have to go into that last area to get 10. You should be able to get 10 in this area. So this is probably 6 or 7. Okay. And yeah, we close to the Foundry, but we're not quite at the Foundry. I think it's just kind of down here, to be honest. Yeah, there's another one. Let's assume this one's 7. So yeah, don't go too close. There's a pen door there, so I wouldn't get too close to that so you don't kick it off. That's 8. And then yeah, just kind of run back down here. They'll kind of show up. There's a robot there. Oh. So I think 2 more in terms of Trogs, if we can find them. Let's see if we can run back this way. Near the Foundry. And then, yeah, just you could exit, and we'll exit. I'll show you. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can find any in this area. Anyway, let's assume we've only found 8. Yeah, of course, if you do that last quest, of course you're gonna get like 10s, probably 10 to, I would guess probably 10 to 20 Trogs. So if you're just playing with 2 people, you should be fine, more than fine, right? But anyway, I just want to give you an example if we didn't want to go and do that last quest. So let's exit. Let's exit the quest. And you'll notice he's going to say, "Oh, checkpoint will be saved. You may return to active expedition at no additional cost. The team members will be returned." So anyone that's in with you will exit. So anyway, let's go out of there. And then let's come back and see if we can find some Trogs. They might not respawn because we didn't come out to the Foundry. But anyway, let's do a test and see if that's the case. Anyway, I did a test today, and I must have probably found 10 to 15 Trogs on the outside. They kept respawning, but I don't think they will spawn endlessly. I don't think they'll be unlimited. I think at some point they'll probably stop. Maybe they will continue to spawn. Maybe you're just gonna have to hang around there. I don't know. Okay, so we've come out of expedition. But anyway, let's go into the expedition again. We're just gonna go to the map, hit X. We're gonna resume Union Jews. And just so you know, you can save well, not really save. So you can start an expedition, don't do anything, like you don't even do the first part, exit, and then it's kind of will keep that expedition saved for you. And then you can do another daily, and you can collect 100 ultracell battery. And then on day 3, you don't do the daily, but in theory you can do 3, if you really want to, do 3 expeditions in one day, right? So that's how you kind of save expeditions, right? Or progress. So you can have one run in, you can have battery, 100% battery. Just remember, always check your battery level. You don't want to do you don't want to do your dailies if you have any battery, and you always want to finish your, if you start doing the dailies, do all 3 dailies. Don't do 1 daily and come back the next day, because sometimes it'll bug out, right? So you want to be careful of that, right? Anyway, let's head this way, see if we can find some Trogs, and then let's see if we can do that final mission. Okay, so there's the pen right there. I'm just going to get my second character into... Oh, there we've got something yet. What do we got yet? So there you go. So they do respawn. So if you don't actually get enough, you just exit, come back in. We didn't even wait 5 minutes. So there's 2. So yeah, so there's kind of 10 on the outside before we even get into the pen, right? And I bet you, you run around, yeah, you'll probably get up 5 more or so. Anyway, so there you go. I think that kind of should help some of you guys if you just want to like save this and you not do it, and then you just come back and you just keep repeatedly cleaning Trogs if you just want to do that. But anyway, we're going to head into the actual pen. So I'm just going to show you the completion of the expedition. So the final one is probably meant for an entire team. I've been pretty lucky lately, but really it's hit or miss. If I get the legendary, chances are I will fail the last one, so I'll only get 7 stamps versus 10. Not the end of the world. If you collect the union supplies and the ingots, you'll definitely get at least 7, whether you fail this last part or not. So it's not the end of the world. You just got to protect the Trogs. If you don't get the legendary and you got a semi-decent build, then you should be able to get 10 stamps. But anyway, just as a solo player, right? Anyway, let's head into here quickly. So normally what I do is I run to kind of where Hex is, start just taking out these guys here, just so this, I think it's Hex anyway, and make sure you're just clearing the building there. So you probably just got to kill like 5 or 6 or 10 of these guys. And like I say, if you need some more Trogs, there's plenty to go around. Yeah, between you and your friend. And then yeah, once you get to this guy should show up pretty quick after this. Like you kill about 10 of these guys, and he should come from this direction typically. And there he is. So if you can get to him before he kills the last guy, oh, he's going to be a bit of a pain. Yeah, so I've lost one of the medics. So I think I'm not going to get... I don't know if they're all, if I have to lose 2, I forget. I think I have to save all 3, right? Anyway, there we go. Oh, it failed. So yeah. So in this case, it's really a hit or miss. Sometimes I get lucky. Most times I get lucky. I can do it solo. I kill it before one of the guys dies. But yeah, definitely meant for a team to do that. And yeah, if you can kill him pretty quick, then you're fine, right? Anyway, not the end of the world. You just get 5, like I said, 3 less stamps. So talk to Hex. Especially with those new players, or you don't have a good build, I wouldn't worry about the 3 stamps too much. If you do, then try and get someone else to help you out. Create an expedition team, and then... So the other tip, I'll give you another quick tip that I read about. So you notice I'm on the casual team. So people suggest start with the casual team if you want to get like the maximum XP, and then just before you exit and get into the vertibird, we switch over to an expedition team, and then you'll get some extra your extra. So if we go up and we change public team, we change it to expedition, then people suggest you do it that way. Start with casual, get to this point, and then end it with expedition. I can't confirm or deny that. It's just what I've kind of read, right? Okay, so we can just make sure you're handling your supplies. Again, some people say you don't actually have to do this part, but always make sure I do it. You might as well. It's right here. It doesn't make any sense not to do it in my mind, but anyway, it's like it takes 2 seconds to do it, and then head over to Linux, and then exit the expedition. Right. So hopefully that helped you. I hope you found that useful. Like I said, you can get overwhelmed if you don't have the right build, but they should level with you. You should be able to handle, if you can handle yourself in the wasteland, you should, in theory, be able to handle yourself in the expedition. I've definitely seen people run out of ammo and stim packs and all that good stuff. So throw some power armor on there. Get some proper perk cards. Make sure you have some more damage perk cards. Stuff like that, right? Okay, so let's go. You'll notice I'll get only 7 stamps, unfortunately, today, but that's okay. And I'll just quickly run. Through my perk cards, just if anyone's kind of interested. I follow Angry Turtle's heavy gunner build, one of his heavy gunner builds. So he's got a whole bunch. He's got the lazy version. I've just tweaked it slightly, so it's not quite exactly the same as his, but it's pretty close to one of them. Anyway, he's got a video on those, so check them out. He does a whole bunch of different build videos and pretty useful in general. Okay, let me show you my build quickly if anyone's interested. Okay, so just my strength. So 15, 3, 9, 9, 11, 7, 12. So I got traveling pharmacy. Let me just go to the bottom one. It's traveling pharmacy, bear arms, master gunner, heavy gunner, bandolier for ammo, blocker. Those are kind of the key ones. Blocker 1, bear arms, and master heavy gunner, right? Okay, green thumbs. I think I tweaked this a little bit. Green thumbs. I wanted green thumb, and I wanted magazines. I'm trying to get all the challenges done, and then bobbleheads. I had to take the point from somewhere. I think that's typically only at 2 there. Okay, I might have taken it from Chem Friend. I probably had Chem Friend 3. Fireproof, radical, inspirational, quack surgeon, which I like. Myself, travel agent, save on caps, tenderizer. So tenderizer, inspirational, probably the key ones. They're strange in numbers with mutations. I got first aid, nerd rage, of course, stabilize, which is quite important. Batches included if you're carrying a lot of fusion cores. Action girl, true hiker, and adrenaline. So I think adrenaline's typically 5. So again, you're gonna make a choice between that and probably action girl. So I could probably increase that by 1, but then you want some AP, right? And then Bloody Mess, Ricochet, Class Freak for sure, Starch Genes for mutations for sure, good with salt. So there you go. That's kind of what I run with. And then finally, like I said, now that I've done the expedition, I've got this 100 fuel, and if I try and do my dailies today, I'm not going to be able to, or it'll just say maxed out, and I've just wasted my fuel count. So what I do is I just start a new expedition, and then I just exit straight away. So I just save it there, and that's it. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful. I know this was a long video. So I hope someone got some value out of it. Yeah, there you go. Enjoy. And then yeah, once we're into expedition, you just exit straight away. Just fast travel out. You'll save it there. It'll use up all your fuel, and then you're done. Right. Okay. Let's see if we can get in here. Probably end up in the vertibird, I imagine. Okay, so now we started it. All you do is you fast travel out or exit the game. Either one should save it. And then in this case we over encumbered. Okay, let's grab some. There you go. Thanks for watching. Enjoy, and